When we built triads using each of the 7 scale degrees of the major scale as a root, we did it in the simplest way possible. We wrote root position chords, and we started right on middle C. So the 1 chord that we have up here, we started right on middle C to make that 1 chord, C, E, G. The 2 chord, we started on the D right above middle C, and we made a root position D triad right above that, and so on. But remember, we can make all kinds of different modifications to triads, and we learned about those. We can make inversions, we can do octave doubling, and we can make chords in open and close position. And the Roman numerals that we are assigning to each of these triads, those Roman numerals will follow the triads through all of those various modifications. Let me give you an example of that. And let's pick a 4 chord. So here's a 4 chord. F, A, C. And remember, we call this the Roman numeral 4 chord because it is built on the 4th scale degree. Remember the 4 with the caret. Built on the 4th scale degree, which is F. But when we talk about the entire triad, we talk about, or we use the Roman numeral. So, that 4 is going to, that Roman numeral 4 is going to refer to this chord, whether it's in close position, like it is right here, with all the 3 notes of the triad compacted, like this, or if we write that triad in open position. Let me write a version of that triad in open position, where I have the 3rd up here, because remember, F is the root, A is the 3rd, G is the 5th. So I put the 3rd up on top. Here's our original. Here's the open position. We still talk about that as a Roman numeral 4 chord. That is still a 4 chord. And just by the way, usually we put the Roman numerals, the scale degrees go above the staff, the Roman numerals go below the staff. I could create a root position triad that was in open position with octave doubling. So let me add another F. Let me add another root to this chord. So we have F, C, F, A. We still refer to this chord as a Roman numeral 4 chord. So this 4 it's very, very flexible. As long as we have a root and a 3rd and a 5th, we can use this 4, and that root is built on the 4th scale degree, I should say that. We can use this Roman numeral 4 to refer to any of these versions of the chord. We can also still use the Roman numeral 4 if we're going to use one of the inversions. And we'll make a slight change, which I'll show you in just a moment. But if we write a root position chord, a chord that's in root position, we just use the Roman numeral, just as is. So here's the root position 4 chord, F, A, C. If we create a first inversion of the 4th chord, and remember the first inversion is the inversion that has the 3rd on the bottom, right here. So we'll put the 3rd on the bottom, A, C, F. We will still refer to these 3 notes as the 4 chord, but I'm going to add that little 6. Remember that 6 that refers to the first inversion, that 6 that's sort of a shortcut for 6, 3, which is the structure. Oh, it's a terrible 3. 6, 3, 3rd, and a 6th, the structure of those intervals above the octave. So we call this a 4-6 chord to show that this is a 4 chord in first inversion. Do the same thing with second inversion. Remember, second inversion is the version that has the fifth as the bottom note. So the fifth of the F chord is C, and then we'll have F and A, so that bottom note has shifted to the fifth position, or the fifth position has shifted to the bottom. We'll still use that Roman numeral 4, but now we will use that little superscript 6/4, 4/6/4, to show us that this is a 4 chord in 6/4 inversion. And again, that's because of that interval structure of 4 above the root and 6 above the root. And just to make things even more complicated, we can have a 4/6 chord, or a 4 in second inversion. I'm sorry, in first inversion. We can have that in open position and closed position with octave doublings. Same thing with the 4/6 chord, or the 4 in second inversion. We can have that in open and closed position and with doublings. So there are lots of varieties of chord here that we can use that Roman numeral to refer to. Same thing applies to each of the 7 Roman numerals. The 1 chord, the 2, the 3, the 4, the 5, the 6, and the 7. They all work the same way. And in the next video, we'll actually try some of these and try to demonstrate some of these just to get a little bit of practice with it.